Can they hear me now?
I don't know. You gotta
Give it a second. You guys are 30 seconds behind me, most likely. Hopefully you can hear me. Just press the button a few times. If not, we'll have to go fix it. Well, I just did all that talking for nothing. Now I know how everybody else feels when there's no sound at the beginning. Thumper was visiting with you guys. He said hi, but he didn't want to sew with the sock monkey bags that Mommy gave up on last week. So anyways, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. Today's Sunday, so Sunday, where I will eventually get to some sewing today. Anyway, last week, if you guys were here, you witnessed me like in a mood. I was in pain. I'm still in pain, having issues, and I really should have just gave up while I was ahead. And therefore, my bag making messed up. I messed up, you know, and I know better than to keep going when I don't feel good. But I was like determined. I don't know what the heck was wrong with me. I was just in a mood. Well, I have to fix the problem that I created with the bag making of these sock monkey bags. And let's just say the problem doesn't really fix it because it's not coming out like you would think a bag should. But so anyways, we left it last week with like unfinished bags, 2 of them, and I had to take those bags apart. Well, it's hard because vinyl you cannot take apart. You actually have to cut away with vinyl. So I ripped what I could so that I could salvage the size of the other things. Because remember, I only had so much of this stripe, this red and white stripe fabric. I literally have none left. So I had to do what I could to get it done. So I ripped the bags apart. Yes, I shall say hi. And say hi and see who's all here since I came in a little bit early. We have Joyce here, Farouk, Kim, Lisa, Mona, Helen, Judy, Raina, Robin, Geraldine, Tamala, Jan, Nancy, Tanya, Donna, Tracy, Sharon, Valerie, Florence, Linda, Milena, Donna, Sherry. A lot of you are saying no sound, which are repeat names. McBev, Judy, K Boosty, or Bootsy, K Bootsy, KB, I'll just say KB. Dale, Trudy, Geraldine, Polly, and so many more. Hello, everybody.
You gonna show them this one now?
So, well, I'm telling them the story first.
Oh.
Anyways, so I took the bags apart, and obviously when you unstitch on vinyl, it leaves holes. So I actually had to cut that away. So I lost height. Anyway, I didn't lose much. I cut about 1/4 of an inch away because technically that other 1/4 of an inch, because I remember sewed with like a 5/8 seam allowance, that other like almost 1/4 of an inch, that's going to be hidden within the new seam allowance. So technically I only needed to cut away enough to where you don't see it on the new top stitch, the holes, which you don't because now that's within the first 1/4 inch seam allowance. Anyway, so I wanted the bag hooks to come out from the top. They cannot because it just doesn't work. So this is what happened with it. This is how it ended up being, happened to be sewn together. I lost my sides because like, what was I thinking? I don't know what I did wrong, but I cannot turn these seams out at my zipper stops right here. I cannot turn it out on the sides because I just can't. For some reason, I usually can, but on this bag, I cannot. It's too thick and I can't get it out. Either way, so it's kind of poked in funky on the sides and it doesn't line up because of that. And so this is the result of it. The vinyl on vinyl together, I should have made a bottom to each bag instead of having the vinyl come together with vinyl because it creates like this butt right here. You know, there's a crack down the middle. And if you don't sew that good enough, as soon as something is in the bag, my first round of sewing it, I've not had a problem before, but this, I don't know what this vinyl, why, but this vinyl was different. And if you push through, and you didn't sew it with a specific seam allowance or seam stitch length, then the bag comes apart. It splits apart and you can see the stitching, and that's not going to last at all. So I had to take it over to the other Juki, which is the one I use for bags, because I was, fixing things on this machine.
Hello?
I took it to the other Juki and did another seam over it. That way it's fully stitched. But yeah, I'm just saying right now, these have become a hassle, having to rip them apart and so on and so forth. And the fact that I wanted my Tiffy bags, I have these on the side. It's no big deal. The bag actually, once you have your straps hooked to it, they kind of fold around and hold against your body, keeping the bag against your body. But I didn't want that originally. So, and you lose the bottom of his feet, which are now the bottom of the bag. So I should have thought about some things before I started going for it. But again, it was improv piecing. So improv bag making. But I got it apart. I put one together and I saved one for today. And then I still haven't done the straps because we've had a really busy week here. Like a really busy week. So there's that. So I didn't get much done. I even loaded the long arm and I can't do nothing with it because we got busy. So
Tell about the yard sale.
we had a yard sale this weekend. So pretty much Wednesday on, we were busy getting things gone through and ready. And then Thursday setting up. And then we were so tired, I didn't feel like doing anything. And then Friday, I figured, well, I'll load the long arm at least and get that done. No, I never, even though Scott tells me to go in, I still like to sit outside with him during the yard sale, So I sat outside with him instead. And I could have quilted on Saturday, but instead I ripped these apart. So, no, actually, I ripped these apart on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then Saturday I could have quilted, but I decided to stay out there with him as well and go through my filing cabinets. I threw a lot of paper away. I don't know, why did we save paper? I mean, like all sorts of, we save everything. Like a year's worth of electric bills. I mean, do we really need them all? So we went through it all and threw it all in the trash. Anyway, so I'm going to build these the correct way. I'm back to having just 2 panels and a lining and a pocket lining, one with a zipper, one without. So I'm using both machines for this because that machine does not sew the fabric itself all by itself. So I'm kind of bouncing from machine to machine. So just letting you guys know in advance that I'm bouncing from machine to machine and we'll move the camera as needed. The first thing I need to do is split this on the zipper. See, I had sewed it directly on. I need to split it open and sew one side to the sock monkey outside like this, and I need to stitch down that, and then the other side I'm going to stitch on with a lining piece. And for now, we're just using this machine so that I'm right in front of you. And better put my other stitch length back on. I had to make quilt backing too, so I haven't used this machine since I put the quilt backing on. So I'm sewing a 1/4 inch seam. Woohoo! And you can hear, it doesn't like to sew through vinyl as good as it does on the other machine. But we're using this one. And then I'm going to fold it back onto itself and take it over to the other machine and top stitch it. But I'm actually going to sew all the pieces on here first. So now I need a lining. Which one do I have in the front of the bag? Do I have the zipper or the slip pocket? Slip pocket. All right, so I'm going to put the slip pocket on this one. And these are going to go right sides together like this. And then I'm going to sew this one on. So I'm going to sew all the parts on and then top stitch over there. Same thing, 1/4 inch seam. Yeah, I should have gave up last week, but I kept going. I thought I was on a roll, but I guess I wasn't. All right, so there's one side, okay? And then I'll top stitch those. And now to put the other side, my trash can is in a different spot. Put the other side on here. So this top one, the first one, because I'm splitting it, is going to get this part of the bag. And I make sure that I'm only sewing the one piece. That's why I'm holding it open and sewing with the thing on the bottom. And then this one goes right sides together with this piece. So I'm just going to make sure that the top part is out of the way. And yes, I did chop away the same amount on the lining that I did on the outside of the bag, by the way, since I told you guys I cut away about 1/4 inch. I did the same on the lining. That way the lining is still the same size as the bag. That one's trying to bend on me. And that is why people use clips, not me. I probably should, but I'm not. And then I have pieces like this. And I'm going to press them with a finger presser. Because you can't iron the vinyl, so I can't press from the top anyway when I go to the other side. So I'm pressing one seam down, and since the seams are being on top of each other, one's going to go one way and the other one's going to go up the opposite direction. And then this one goes up, and it's already laying that way, so I don't have to worry. Now I just need to take them over to the other machine and top stitch across the top of this. Huh? Mm-hmm. Yep. I got it. Yep, the cat is in the way of the camera today.
He's being the camera helper.
Yeah, he's the camera helper today. Camera is kind of shaky. Sorry, guys. I'll come about right there. All right, so I'm going to make sure that my seams are going the way I wanted them to go, and I'm going to top stitch across it. Everything's going up, that's going down. Perfect and perfect. Oh, why did I do that? I did it again. I did it again. No, it means, I'm going to look real quick, because that's probably why I did it again. I could just sew it in half like this. This facing up. I can't do that when I sewed them together. Yeah. Because then it doesn't meet in the spot that it's supposed to meet. Oh, I have to unpick that out real quick, guys. It's supposed to be one at a time. That's why. See, that's what I get for rushing. Rushing through it. Nope. Just takes a second. These bags are just totally ruined.
Well, you're learning and you're teaching them what not to do, right?
I'm teaching you guys what not to do. That's right.
Why did you do that? Tell them about our yard sale, our Christmas yard sale.
Yeah, we had a yard sale. Didn't really do that great. And everything on Saturday, everything we put out on Friday does not come back in on Saturday. So we gave it all away to the community.
Our Christmas yard sale.
Oh, yeah, we do a Christmas yard sale every year, but I think this was the last and final year because really, honestly, we don't like doing yard sales anymore.
But it's our donation to the community. town. Give it all back.
Yep, but it's our donation. And I just ripped it. Go figure. I just ripped the fabric. Just one stitch at a time instead of trying to pull. It's not happy with me today.
So I was going to say, can you do it from the inside? That makes
Yep.
it easier.
That's what I did last time, because I did it the first time too. I did this exactly thing again the last time too, when I stitched the other bag. I sewed them together first, and then I was like, oh, no, I'm supposed to do them separate. That's why I brought it over to this machine. They're not coming undone the way you think it would.
Well, they liked your Christmas stockings back
Oh,
there.
yeah, and the Christmas tree is
Did you
set
get
up
to show
too,
'em the
guys.
tree? I don't think you got to show 'em the tree. Here,
Yeah,
I'll show
there's
'em the
a-
tree while you're-
The miniature tree is up too. We're decorated for the holidays. It's got little tiny ornaments on it.
We could put a red bow on this guy here. If we really wanted to, but you want to keep it.
Oh, come on. This is going to drive me mad.
Take your time, honey.
I already ruined these bags enough, guys, so they're not, like, good. This time around, the stitching is not wanting to come out. One at a time. This is the part that takes forever. One stitch at a time. One stitch at a time.
Well, let's ask my family a question.
Does anybody have any questions? You guys can ask questions about things other than bag making and Tiffy's mess ups, because, you know, just having. Guess the sock monkey vinyl did not want to be made into bags. It's a good thing I didn't stitch on the vinyl side this time, because then I would have to cut that off. This time it was on the cotton side. Can't go from that end.
You're still happy that you're showing them how to deal with it
Mm.
when they make mistakes. And you do it.
I make lots of mistakes, guys. Usually this stuff happens off camera, and then when I know what I'm doing, then I show you how to do something, but, you know.
Riley says hi. Say hi to
Hi,
Riley.
Riley.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Riley.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's coming soon. Hopefully you were good for Santa. And you're not on the naughty list. Why does it want to come good now? Look at this. It's coming undone now. Trying to pick it like I do on the long arm, but it doesn't always bring up both sides of the stitch.
What kind of cat is Thumper? He's so cute.
Thumper is the cross of a rag doll and a knitted rag doll and a snowshoe. He's something of the two. We're not 100% sure, because we're not sure. I mean, I could spend a lot of money and find out, but I really don't want to find out, because he's just a cute cat. That's all that matters. Who's crawling onto a bag right now. Because he loves we just left it there, the bag that's sitting next to Scott on top of my box of strings. You guys just heard that gurgling sound. Sorry, that's my throat. I've had a stomach problem all day today, and it's turned into like really bad acid. So I get these weird gurgling sounds. If anybody has GERD out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. And it's not even a burp. It just comes up sounding like a weird gurgle from the throat. It keeps happening over and over. But obviously, I go live whether I have problems or not. Hi, T. I'm using the tool, my seam ripper from you. As you can see, I love this thing. Yeah, this thing comes in handy. Comes in a watt and handy, but I do need to get a new thingy for it because it's going dull. It's not as sharp as it used to be. Come on. Couple more stitches. There's like 3 more stitches here. My nails are on the long side too, which makes this hard. Long nails and quilting and bag making are not a good combo. I usually get them trimmed by now, but I'll be doing it this week.
She said she's been using hers a lot too lately.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Just need to be using these seam rippers. I made the backing fabric for the quilt that's on the long arm, and I had to rip on that too because I don't know why I was so like whatever. I sewed them wrong sides together instead of right sides together. I was like, what the heck am I doing? And I realized it halfway down. I was just in a mood this weekend. This whole week has just been crazy, honestly. I'm trying to get these stitch marks away, guys, and that last of that stitching out of it. It's not really going to go away, though. I'm going to try to stitch in the same holes, but... Okay, let's do this the proper way. This one first. On top. There is no lining on top of that. All right, here we go. Yeah, I individually stitched them. What is sewing wrong? No, 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 I forgot. Not right there. That's not where we start. Come on. Stupid thing. I'm already ripping. Look at that. I'm telling you guys, these bags are the bane of my existence. Come undone. One stitch. How does one stitch do that?
Well, you said you were going to make sock monkey bags, and at least you got it done. You're learning.
I got it done for it to get screwed up, and I just ripped it, and it ripped the other seam. This is gonna really tick me off again. This is why sometimes I feel like I should just stick to quilting, because that's what I know best.
Hey, we got you this fancy new machine, and you're good with bags.
Okay. Everything is out of the way. Stay out of the way.
You're just new to vinyl, so you're learning, Tiffy. It's okay. You're allowed to have a learning curve.
Oh, whatever. That thread can just go wherever that thread wants to go.
Are you putting a bottom on this bag so you see the feet?
I don't have a bottom for it. I already cut out the cuts, so I'm just going to sew it with how I'm sewing it. Okay, there's one. Let's do number 2. Nothing is in the way. Nothing is in the way. Still not in the way. Good, good, good. My goodness. I've never had this many struggles. All right, now go back to the other machine so that I can top stitch this thing on this side. So Scotty's going to move the camera. We're going to bring the seam ripper with us because if I don't, then I'm going to need it. I'm telling you. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, seam ripper, stay right there in case I need you. All right. And this one goes right here. This is on the inside of the bag, so nobody's going to see these. Well, at least It's not 100% visible. Okay. Come on. Thank you. Now that that is done.
You're getting there, honey. Great job.
Okay.
What they say. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Take your time.
Now I want my little tabs for my hook. I'm just going to set them on here, and I'm going to line them up right here at the top of this, where the seam comes together for the two parts of the bag. I'm going to put them right here, and I'm going to, one on each side, and I'm going to stitch a quick stitch and stitch them down right here. And then when I go to close the bag, then it'll stitch it all the way. Put one on this side, and I'm, again, just lining them up right there at the top because it really doesn't matter at this point. All right. I'm going to make sure that that's open. Right sides together with this, right sides together with this, and we're going to use some clips. And the only other thing I need to do is make a strap.
You'll make a strap for both of them?
Well, yeah, I have to make two straps.
Okay.
I have to make two straps. Okay, so I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to put clips. I'm going to start with lining this up first, though, the outside of the bag. All right, I'm just going to push that out into the bag like this, put a clip over it if it will allow me to, because it's so darn thick. I should have came in further when I did that, but I didn't think anything of it because I was on a roll last week. At least I thought I was. But this week, I have to fix what I thought I was doing good last week. So we're going to do a 2-machine seal. I'm literally going to sew this part, the lining, with this machine, and then I'm going to go sew the out section with that machine. Because, like I said, you need a more tougher stitch for this bottom vinyl part. But I'm still going to clip all the way around the whole entire thing. And technically, I could do most of it from this machine because the lining, not the lining, the interfacing that's in between these pieces is not in the seam allowance. So I'm not really sewing through it on this one. But we want that good stitch is what I really need, is that good stitch across the bottom. Because it's vinyl. All right. I'm going to stitch all the way around. I'm also going to leave an opening for turning the bag, but even though we left the pocket open so that we can close the bag that way. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. But I'm going to start stitching this right here. And it doesn't really sew on through that. Come on. There we go. I'm sewing like a 3/8 seam allowance. I guess that's what that number is. Back stitching, crossing over to this side, lining it up. And then I'm going to take it over to the other machine and finish the seam. I know, how weird, right? But that one is not set. I don't have that industrial set for sewing quilting cotton. Let's see, and it wants to stop right there. it's not. Let's go to the other machine and finish it off real quick. I'm at the other machine. Scotty doesn't have to move the camera. It doesn't really.
Sure?
Yeah, because I'm literally going to take just a second to finish this off. There we go. Come on. Go over that seam. I didn't realize that was right there. Knock things down. I'm guessing my seam allowance, by the way, as well.
You're doing all that stuff. So who made those stockings?
I made those stockings last year. You got to remember, they can't hear you, Scotty. Oh, up.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I made those stockings last year. He's showing you guys. That D thing is out of the way, right? Why does it feel so close to the edge? Okay.
How did you get over to using zippers?
I didn't have a problem using zippers because I've used them when I made clothes.
Well, it took you some practice though to learn how to put the zipper head on. You
Yeah.
saw it with the fork and everything, so you learned your own way.
Yeah, it took a while learning to use them because I couldn't get the zipper heads on. So I was just buying pre-made or pre-done zippers. All right.
You didn't have a problem sewing them. It was putting the zipper
Yeah.
on.
I didn't have a problem sewing them. It was the zipper heads. Attaching zipper heads was the hardest part when I first started. All right. Now, oh man, yeah, I can do it right here. I need to line these up and stitch my boxed corners. I'm gonna make that go that way, wants to go that way, that one wants to go this way. Again, I'm just gonna do these on this machine. Come on. One thing about vinyl on the outside is it makes that outside of the bag so much heavier. Doesn't want to cooperate. And this is the hard part right here. I'm going to trim off all this excess vinyl. Ugh. This stuff is so stiff.
Need me to help you hold it?
No, I got it. Which way do I have that going that way? Okay.
I think you're doing a fabulous job.
It's this Decaville that does it. This is what really get flat, stay flat, and out of my way. All right, there's one. Get flat, stay flat. I can tell you right now, if you have like really bad arthritis, like super bad arthritis, bag making is not for you. I have medium arthritis in my hands, and this kills me to do. All right. Oh, gotta do these too. Duh. This part's easy. This side is much better to deal with. Other side. Also, having a knee lift on any machine that you sew on is also good for bags. Because you need a lot of hands, and the knee lift is those extra hands. I'm going to cut away the extra lining, and I'm also going to cut away extra inner bag, the bag part itself, because that way the seam allowances aren't like super huge on the inside. Taking it down to like 1/8 of an inch, between 1/4 and 1/8, honestly. I don't really need to on the sides. Those are folding nicely. All right, the hardest part is coming up in all of bag making. And that is putting this through this hole. Make sure the zipper is all the way open. Grab as best as you can.
Want me to help you with that?
Nope. My thing is putting the lining outside the bag first, like this, and then pulling the lining the rest of the way. Push it in there. Once it's into the lining, I don't see how anybody can do this as a job though. Vinyl all the time. Oh man.
Well, tell them that vinyl's a lot harder than
Yeah.
regular.
Vinyl is a lot harder than regular bags, yes.
Tell them you get tons of regular.
Cotton bags are easy to sew. Vinyl bags, it's a bigger challenge for me. Okay, so I'm gonna like literally birth it, like they say birthing, the baby head coming out. You know, that's just so hard. Get that thing out. Oh, instead of this time it's a sock monkey. Let's get that sock monkey out.
You do this? I could have done that.
And then you yank and tug to get everything back out that I shoved. Talk about a literal sweatshop in here. Whoo-wee.
That's why I said you should let me help.
It's a lot of work.
Well, let me help.
There we go. Come on, right there. Oh, there's one side.
One side.
One side. I'm telling you, this Decoville makes it worse. Vinyl on its own would be fine, but if you put any kind of stabilizer on it, it just becomes a disaster. It's like you got to heat this stuff up or something. Whew, there's the other side. That one was easier. All right, now, see, I can't push these out, and it didn't line up again. I don't know what's happening. I lined it up when I clipped it, but it's not lining up when I turn it. It's completely off. I don't know what happened. This is just bag making gone wrong. I can't even put it in there. All right. Shove the whole thing in. It fits nicely in there. Everything fits nicely. I just can't push out my tabs. It's too much. There's too much fabric there. But as long as it zips open and closed, I guess it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Pliers aren't going to get that done. All right. Now that I know everything fits, my things are on here. The only thing I need to do now is open the pocket, pull the bottom of the bag out because we left that hole in the pocket, the zipper pocket. Pull the, sorry, the acid is making me burpy. Pull the bottom of the bag out. And then I'm going to stitch from one side to the other to seal it, put it through the pocket, and then stitch the pocket. And then the only thing we need to make is the strap. So I'm just going to stitch this shut with my 3/8 of a seam. From one side to the other where I started and stopped. I'm going to put that back through the pocket. And then, I know other people probably don't do this, but I take my scissors and I snip away this corner right to the edge, but not the stitching, just because I don't want this edge right here poking through the front of the pocket. Some people don't do it. I do. It just flattens it in case you don't sew it completely straight at 1/8 of an inch. It takes that edge away. Now I'm going to seal this. I'm just going to make sure they're on top of each other, though, properly. There we go. I've made enough bags that these vinyl ones drive me nuts.
Ellen says, I think the sock monkey has it in for you.
Yeah, it does. I'm telling you, it didn't want to be a bag. It wanted to be something else or something, because, yeah, it definitely is not, yeah. All right, so now it has a pocket. I'm just going to shove that back in there. That fits in there nicely. Fix the bottom of the bag. Close said pocket. Push said pocket back down better. There we go. Now close it. And then close the top, which doesn't work very well when this does not line up. So there's my shoddy, because I can't say the other word, bag.
Oh, stop. It looks good.
Shoddy bag.
One.
Look at this. Look at how close this one landed and how far away this one landed.
Show them the other one with it.
So here's my two sock monkey bags. They're exactly the same. Screwed up. Now I just need to make 2 straps, which should go quicker, because they should go quicker. It's a lot of work. Definitely. I mean, yeah. I need to like go through with the snips and like get rid of all these extra threads too, because there's so many of them. But I have 2 sock monkey bags that need 2 straps. So the first thing I need to do, I'm gonna stick those over there and over there, is cut one of these, because these are selvage to selvage, or length width of fabric, or length of fabric, or whatever, width of fabric strips. And one of them needs to be cut in half, because half of it's going to go with one strap and half is the other. There's 2 4-inch strips here. Straps I don't have a problem with. So here's half for one. I'm going to go ahead and stitch these together on the diagonal, or on the 45. There we go. Just going to line it up. So from one corner to the other. I'm going to do that for both bags. For both straps, I should say. You know what I mean? There's one. And then here's numero 2. All right. I'm going to snip away the excess till it's 1/4 of an inch. I'm also going to cut away the selvage, because I save my cutoffs towards other things. All right, now for this one. Probably should have just like used the rotary cutter, would have been faster than using scissors. All right, 2 of those and some trash. Of quite the disaster going on here. So now we need Scotty to turn the iron on so that we can press these seams open. Grab me a seam roller. That way it's already open by the time I get over there. There's one. And number two. All right. Roll number two, and the iron should be ready by the time I'm done doing this.
It's turned on.
All right. Let's put the seam rollers back. Now I'm going to go over to the ironing board, and Scott can move the camera over there. I'm going to press that seam flat, press the whole thing in half, and then press the halves into the half.
Halves into the halves.
Yeah. I'll meet them in the middle, and then I got to put some interfacing in them so that they're a little bit thicker.
Are you done over here on this machine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can take it.
Yeah. However you want to put the camera. I'm going to need the interfacing, though. That's over there, right there.
Which one?
The one behind it. That one, yeah. We're going to use a lighter stabilizer.
T-shirt quilt?
Yep, t-shirt quilt one. All right, so now I'm going to press it in half, and then straps I know. Straps I can do. Oh, yeah, right down, down to the side of the whole entire frame. Right there. Yep, that's the button.
Oh, that thing's light and everything.
Yep. So I'm pressing it in half just like you would with binding. And yes, I'm using my wool mat on my ironing board. All right, so I'm gonna come back to this side, and I like to make my straps with this folded in right here, about 1/4 of an inch at the end before I fold the two sides in. So I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna come over and do this one. And I didn't even cut the selvage off. I just left it on there because this is, you know, a solid, so it really doesn't matter. The selvage comes to the edge. Make sure that stays the fold. Now I'm going to fold the two sides into the middle. So I'll start with one. We're making a 1 inch thick, 1 inch wide strap. Oh, thank you. My daughter gave them to me a long time ago. They're so comfortable. They're like 10 times too long for me. So I walk on them. I'm surprised the bottoms are still attached and you know. But yeah, look, they're like, when I'm with my knee not bent, they're like super cover my feet long. I like it though, because when I'm in bed, if I don't have my socks on in the winter, I could just put my pajama pants over my feet when I'm in bed, and they cover my feet completely. I'm surprised though, walking on those ends all these years after she's given them to me, I still have yet to rip a hole in the bottom. A couple other pair of pajama pants I have holes in the bottoms because I walk on them. Even though I have sewing machines, I could hem all of the pants that are too long for me, but I don't. I'm too lazy. I just leave them all the long length they are. Even when I buy jeans from the store, I keep them the length they are. They're like way too long for me. Boot cut especially. Those things hang down so far on my legs or over my feet. I just roll the ends up like we did in the 80s. You know. Cuff them. They did that in the 50s too, and in the 40s. The greaser look. Cuff it up. All right, and then after I fold these like this and do all this folding and ironing thing, I cut my interfacing or stabilizer, whatever you want to call the stuff. And I cut that to almost 2 inches, right at it, because I want to be able to fold this, but I want to be able to fold it nicely and not have it feel like it's too tight. You know, because that can happen. If your stabilizer is bigger than it needs to be, then it becomes too tight on the inside of the strap. But first, I press them both. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. Okay. All right. Oops. Don't need that. Just need to press this. Thumper stole your chair again, Scotty.
I know. I see. I will show them.
I'm going to just pre-fold. Yes. Thumper, the chair thief, is what he is.
Here lately,
He steals all the chairs. He's been doing it every time. Beanbag everywhere.
for a month or 2 now.
That's all he's doing. Stealing chairs.
Whenever anybody moves out of a chair, he takes it.
That's weird. He's got these new habits.
He says, I'm getting old and ornery.
And his old habits are same, though, which are jumping in laundry baskets with or without fresh laundry, even though he knows better when there's fresh, clean laundry in it to go in the basket. At least I think he knows better. Who knows? He is a cat. Did you know that you can put binding this wide on a quilt and it'll look like a final border? Especially on a quilt that has, like, say, a 8-inch border to finish it. You can put as big of binding as you want, as long as you bind it. Technically, you don't have to bind it either. You can do the no binding method as well, but. All right, now to fold it into itself. I know you guys all know how to iron, but I have no choice but to do it in front of you for a live stream. I'm very slow at this. This is not the fastest part. Oh, Scott's going to show you guys, since you're asking about the blue quilt above the ironing board. That is the leftovers from one of the subscribers that's here in the chat. She had me make her a custom quilt, and that's the leftover fabric that I had. So I have a part of her quilt here in my house, always and forever. But she also is a good friend, and yeah, so I have a little bit of it here, hanging on my wall. It's not a show quilt or anything. It's just for my room, just to be there. Oh, and next to the quilt is my postcard quilt. I try to alternate the postcards on it, but I definitely love postcards. For those that are new to my channel and don't know, I am a postcard collector, which I forgot the word. What is the word for that, Scotty? Starts with a D. There's a big long word for someone who collects postcards. But yeah, we just recently found it out that there's an actual term for postcard collectors. It's the number 3 most biggest hobby than after stamps and coins, collecting postcards. So I am officially a postcard collector. I don't know why. I have postcards from when I was a little girl. I just loved postcards all my life.
Well, these are all from your
And these are all from you guys out there, fans from all over the world. Yeah, I like postcards. Whether they're sent to me or whether I just go and see a cute postcard at this, truck stop when we're traveling. I like postcards. I'm drawn to them. What is it? Oh, someone looked it up just to make it was a weird word. Yeah. All right. I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to leave you guys right where you are. I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, for 5 strips of this interfacing real quick. Sorry for that loud sound. That's me scooching over everything. Just going to cut almost 2 inches, but they're not quite 2 inches. So I need 1.
Just cutting.
2. I need 6 of these for the inside. That way there's a little bit of stiffness to the strap. What am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more. And I'm actually using the 101 for clothing. This is the t-shirt stuff. No, we have like a bunch of it in the garage.
Yeah, I meant any of the others.
Oh, no. Nope. All right. I need a pair of scissors. All right, here we go. I'm going to now insert into here, glue side down. This is just going to add a little bit of body to the strap. So that way when it's on your shoulder, it's not going to be like horrible. And then I just fold it over after lining it up. Heat it in there. Go up to that edge where it ends, add another one. And it's going to get heated even more when I fold this in half on top of itself. Okay, I'm going to put one more in here. And it just hangs over ever so slightly because it was 20 inches of, that's how long the interfacing is. It's 20 inches. Give it a quick heat up before I fold the whole thing in half. Just like this. And I make sure that it stays lined up on top of itself. As I fold and press. Makes it nice and flat. Anybody ever tell you when you use a wool heating pad, if you use steam on your fabric and then try to touch the fabric right after, that you're going to burn your fingers? Well, just know that if you get a wool pressing mat, that you will burn your fingers.
You want me to help you?
Oh, I'm good.
I can help you. I can stand on one end and help you fold it as it goes.
I'm going the opposite way of my normal direction is why it seems like it's weird. All right, there's one strap ready to sew. Let's do the other one. Insert piece number uno. And then make sure it's flat in there. And press it down. And you can see I leave a gap. I'm not fully exactly in the middle because I want it to be able to fold. And that does not change anything with the size when I go to put it through the straps, the strap connectors. If anything, it actually helps it go easier. Because it folds better. All right, last piece. And we're going to cut it to size. literally cutting off like half an inch because that was like perfect. I'm going to go the way I'm used to going by going back to the beginning again, folding it in half. Oops. And here. Now to seal it shut. All right, this is a lot of layers. I could probably do this over there. No, I'll do it right here because I'm right here. All right, you can turn the camera.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I can go back to my chair if someone was having it.
Yep. All right, I'm just going to use white thread because there is white in this bag, even though I used cream on the other machine. And I'm going to do a 2.5 millimeter-ish stitch length. I'm also going to fold this in real quick. There we go. Start on the side. And I'm going to seal the one side shut first. All right, so I'm going to stay at 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I'm going to speed up really fast because that's what I'm used to doing.
Oh, I like your open gates box. Open gates box.
I loved my open gates box. I love it every month. I haven't quilted it yet. Okay, come to the end, turn it, and go the opposite direction. Oops, I tangled. If it wasn't tangled, I can go really fast. I use my fingers as the guide to hold this whole thing still as I go all the way down. That's why you see my fingers where they are on the machine, so I can let go as long as my finger is holding it where it needs to stay. So there. All right, there's one strap down. We got one strap to go. Again, I close the end first. I'm sewing 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Right there. Get it started and then just stick it in my lap. Oh, well, no. Okay, it's a good thing I saw that quickly.
You're sewing?
Yeah, for a moment, only for like 10 inches worth. All right, I got to roll a bobbin because I totally did not come prepared for today's video. Oh, we have a tangled one.
You need me to undo it?
Nope, it just went flying. Where'd that bobbin land? It's rolling somewhere. I can hear it.
You need me to get it?
Nope, I found it. I have a second spool up here, so I don't need to unthread. I should have thought about that before going live. Do I have enough bobbins? All right. Once there's a bobbin in here, then I can finish where I started. I'll go like a couple stitches beyond that though, just so that I know for a fact it's. There we go. I actually didn't think to check if I needed bobbins earlier. It's so weird. Usually I do before a live stream. I'm like, okay, bobbins rolled. Check. This time I didn't come in here and do any of that. I was more like, finish sock monkey bag. Ugh, that's what I was like. Because I really, really didn't want to do it. But hey, it's done now. Even though they're not my best work at all, whatsoever. Get rid of this end before I go any further. My trash can way over here. All right. Snip it. Here's the part that everybody gets confused with. All right, we're gonna attach. Need these now. We're gonna put all these away and we're gonna show you how this works. Seam ripper can go in his spot and so can the press, because technically we don't need any of that now. All right, let's put those over there. That behind me. We don't need a cutter. We just need bag stuff. All right. The slide adjuster goes on first. What you're going to do is you're going to go in one side and out the other. So you have grabbed that center section of your slide. I come about, I fold it like this so that I'm on the slide adjuster. I fold it out a little bit and then I top stitch about a 1-inch section. So I'm just going to top stitch right now to hold this down, and I come in from the edge and I just watch out for the thingamabobber. What is it called? The slide thing. I just hold it out of the way. I'm going to top stitch a square. And I don't have a holder thing, so I just kind of like, there we go. I just let my foot do its thing while holding.
Is open gates a good one to start with?
Yeah, open gate project boxes are a good one to start with for sure, because the project is already there. The directions are there for the project. All the fabric is pre-cut to the size that you need it. You just need to sub-cut, you know what I mean? Most of the time. So it's not really, back stitch right here. It's not really hard. It's not hard at all, actually. They're really easy. All right, so that's top stitched on there. Let me do the same thing to number 2. So again, it goes in the slide hook in one side, over and through the other side. So you're just grabbing that middle part. And then just slide it out of the way and make a little 1-inch square. I hold my presser foot up just a little bit with my knee lift. That way it can pass the slide lock on the end of the foot because the actual sewing foot does not go over that. And then I make a square. All right. And then I snip away the threads. So I have a nice little square right here on both of these. Here's the part that everybody gets messed up on. We're going to come and we're going to flatten this out, and you want that lip that you just created facing up. You want it facing up so you can flick your finger on it, okay? Then you're going to find your end, keeping it nice and straight in your hand, and you're going to stick one of these in, holding your lobster claw, your little hook thing, and put it on just like this so it's facing down. Bring it around on top of itself now. So this thing is sticking out to the side. And then you're going to take that end in one side and out the other. Same procedure as we did when we attached it. And then you're just going to slide it. And if you did it right, your lobster claw should be on the outside. Everything should not be tangled. It should be nice and straight. You're going to take this next one. You're going to put it in facing up and under like this, and you're going to make another one of those squares. So you're just going to put it over about an inch, keeping that pulled out of the way. You can clip it out of the way or whatever. I usually just hold it.
Lip as in the raw edge?
Lip as in, it's not a raw edge. I folded it under. It's a folded edge. I don't have a raw edge. I encased it. So the lip I'm talking about is, yeah, so you can see, oops, let me get rid of this extra piece of, this is where lighters come in handy. Okay, this is the lip I'm talking about. There's no raw edge right here. This was folded under. So it's just like that. It's folded into itself like that. So there's no, even if you look at this one, when you first put it on and you have your little lip facing up, that's just the edge that I sewed. That's what helps me remember how to do this. So again, you keep the camera close. This is facing up, so you can see your little lip. I always do this. This is how you remember. This is like the best way to remember. Face this to you where you can flick it. Slide the whole thing, keeping it straight in that one hand. Take this guy, your lobster claw, put him in the way you're holding him by his claw. Put it in like this. Come over, so that way it's sticking out. And then everything should be flush. You're going to come over to this end, slide it in the one side, slide it into the other side, creating your slide for your adjusting of your strap. That way you know this is sticking out the right way. And when we get to this one, he faces up because you want all of your squares that you're creating to face down. So you want those to be what actually eventually is against the body. And then you just make it a little 1-inch square like this. So this one faces up. This one went in facing down. And this, you put your original on the center. And you can see it. When you put it in, it's facing up as you're doing everything. So that way you can get your loops correct. So then I just go in and I seal this up. And the whole thing is nice and straight. This is one thing I don't mess up, is my straps. I get these right 90% of the time because of the way I made my brain say up, down, right, click. You know what I mean? Like, I put that in my brain for the slide to slide the way it does in my hand.
Have you ever used Missouri Star thread?
Yes, I have a whole bunch of Missouri Star thread, and yes, I have used it, and yes, I like it. It's nice. It runs through the Juki just fine. Like I said, everything runs through the Juki except for the small spools of Orifil. All right, so here we go. It's an adjustable strap, so if I want to go that way or if I want to go this way, it adjusts just right. And there's a strap. So let's hook them to the bags. Here's one. And if I put this against my body, like this. You can see when these things stick out like they do, see how it's folding in towards my body on both sides? That kind of just keeps it against your body nicely tucked. If it was coming from the top, it would be better. That was the whole goal originally, but because I screwed up, this is how it ended up. So there's one. And then here is number 2. And I'm covered in thread all over the straps and everything. How did that happen? I must have not cleaned my desk off. Oh, because I was comfortable. That's why. All right, and here's number 2. Yeah, I'm covered in thread. This is what happens when you wear black in your sewing room. And when you get your hair...
Do you need a hand?
Stuck in the slider. I got it. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. So I can be dueling sock monkeys. I got one on each side because, you know, why not? Dueling sock monkeys. All right. That's that. They're done. I do have to de-thread everything, but other than that, they turned out great. They have slip pocket on one side and a pin. I'm going to get a pencil because that's what's right here. For right here into the pin pocket. So you can see it has a pin pocket and a thing. And it still fits perfectly on the top. So that didn't get messed up when I cut the size of the bag. You know, because I had to cut that 1/4 inch off the top. So yeah, that didn't get messed up. And then there's a sock monkey zipper head in here to easily find for your zipper pocket on the inside. So look at that. I finally finished them. They are not my best work. I don't know where it went wrong on that zipper tab is what it is. I think the zipper tab was just too thick for this, honestly, because I just cannot push that out. It's just like a big chunk of, yeah. You could see where it wants to, though, but it just won't turn. And I've tried pushing with this tool. I tried pushing with the other tool. It's just not going to go. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to try to rip the bag anymore because if you look at it very closely, you can see stitch marks. You know, unfortunately, I did not make the best of what I usually do. So I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. So this is not a normal thing. I never do this before I get off of a live stream when I make a project.
Show them the little thing
Oh.
on the zipper.
You could just show them what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to hold. Well, maybe it looks good against the fabric right there. Show him. It's right there. He wants to show you the sock monkey. Anyways, before we get off of today's live, this is something I usually don't do with projects that I finish right then and there. But today, because these aren't my greatest work, we're going to auction these off.
Well, it's because they were asking.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and just auction these off today. And shipping-wise, we're going to start these off at $5. So within the United States, you guys know how the auctions work in dollar increments. You can do $10 increments. I don't care. Just start at $5 and have fun. We're going to do one bag at a time, though. So we're starting with number 1.
Free shipping in the US.
Yeah, free shipping within the U.S. We only started off at 5 because technically that covers shipping. So you can unplug the iron, by the way. So did they start?
Nobody said, oh, yeah, next one.
Okay. It's not the best of work. Trust me, you guys, this is not my best work, but it is a fully functional bag. It's just not perfect. It's not a perfect bag by no means. So, yeah, it's good. You could see their feet, sort of. Yeah. They stand up. That's a plus, right? It stands up.
Yeah.
That's a plus. I have made a bag that didn't stand up before. And they lay nice. Everything fits in there nicely. The lining is not bunched up or anything. Only right here in the top corners. So, come on. All right, where are we at?
36.
36 on
40.
bag number 40 for bag number 1. And it doesn't matter which one. They're both exactly the same. They both have the same screw ups. Where are we at?
Grandma J's at 40. Nope, Rita's at 45.
Oh, we're at 45. This is not normal. We don't usually auction off a finished project before I even take pictures and do all sorts of stuff. But, you know, I wanted you guys to have your chance at some sock monkeys.
If they pay tonight, it'll be mailed tomorrow. If
Yep.
not, it'll be later in the week.
If you guys heard Scott, if you pay tonight, it'll be mailed by tomorrow. If not, then it goes by the end of the week.
Because we're going to doctor's appointment.
Because I have a doctor's appointment with my hip doctor because I'm struggling with my hips.
No.
I thought hip doctor was tomorrow.
No, that's just a prescription refill tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Hips
in
next
2
week.
days. Oh, next week is my hip doctor.
No, 2 days is blood.
Darn.
Tuesday's blood.
Okay. I have a lot of doctor's appointments this week and next. I thought the hip doctor was the one tomorrow.
No, it's next week.
That's next week. Oh, well. What are we at?
57.
57.
Tell them there's a second one.
There's
too.
a second one, too, you guys. Let's see. Let's see.
So you can stop on the first one and we can move to the second. Start all over again at 5.
All right, let's see. How long has it been there?
Grandma J.
Has it been there for a while?
Rope 58 to Frida. Her and Frida are going back and forth. It's just them two.
Frida at, what did you say?
58.
58.
Frida and Grandma
I'm going to give it another, like, few seconds. I'm watching the clock. I have a Missouri Star clock up here on the wall. It helps me keep track of time while I'm in here because usually my phone is the music, so I don't see the time.
You
Is it
know
still
your
at?
mom's name.
Hmm?
Your mom's name, Elizabeth.
Oh, my mom is Elizabeth. When she comes in here, when she comes in here, it's usually I think it just says Beth. When she comes on.
Agnes, you're behind. We're at 58. Agnes bit 48.
Oh, okay. So we're at 58 still for who?
Frida.
Frida. We're going to call it 58 for Frida going a once. 58 for Frida going twice.
Frida
Sold to Frida. So she gets one of the bags. So don't forget to email me, Miss Frida, and we'll get that taken care of. How you want to pay, PayPal or Zelle. Anyway. All right. Bag number 2. We're going to start out at $5 all over again. So have at it, ladies. I think while I'm waiting, what I'll do is pull all these stray threads and snip what I can snip. I realize I have a lighter in here that's for burning stray threads, but I went to go use it. Yes, was it yes? Whatever day I was in here. It was yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before on Friday. And it was dead. I guess you can't let lighters sit forever in a day because it didn't work. I have a better pair of snips than these guys somewhere. Just want all these little tiny things. It's one thing I do on quilts and bags and stuff. I try to make sure that all stray threads are gone.
Would you sign the bags?
Oh, I could sign them somewhere inside of it. I didn't put a tag in because, you know, I was in a rush and this is sloppy. So
We're at 50.
we're at 50 on
For Gwen.
bag number 2. Most of these are just loose threads that it's picking up from my desk. But yeah, I go through on quilts especially. Scott and I both, we sitting here, we fold it in half in fourths, you know, the whole quilt in fourths, and then we unfold the fourths into a different way of fourths so that we can snip all loose threads. I'm a stickler for trying to get all the threads. I don't have anything else on this one. This one's good. That's one. Where are we at?
Still at 50. I think one's going to get it.
Still at 50. But yeah, if you guys want, let me know in the email when you email me whoever wins this one and that one, and I'll sign it. That way I can remember.
Do you sometimes use webbing for straps?
Webbing, I only used webbing once for straps. I don't know, it works the same, but I never go to Hobby Lobby or anything like that, and I don't order it online, but I've gotten it once at Hobby Lobby because it was on sale, and I made one bag. That's it so far with webbing. Gwen at 50 going once. Gwen at 50 going twice. Sold to Gwen. Yay. Congratulations to my sock monkey bag winners. All right. That's it. I'm done. So don't forget to email me. That way you can let me know which way you want to pay and blah, blah, blah. I'm literally done now. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Yeah, I never get done this early. I have,
That's because last week you went over 3 hours. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
But I am
Right at
tired
3
and my
hours.
stomach, this hasn't stopped this, like, I hate it. If you guys, like I said in the beginning, if you have GERD, you know what it's like. It's like a strange gurgling sound in the throat. And it literally just is acid burning.
I don't know. Nobody seems to have any questions.
Nobody has any questions? Oh my. Look at that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here then. And I'm going to go sit on a heating pad in my room because my back hurts from all the burping. Anyways, thank you guys all for hanging out. Don't forget the sock monkey bag ladies to give me an email.
Show them the quilt. Show them the quilt.
What quilt?
Quilt.
What
Rainbow.
quilt? Oh, it's all the way in the other room, buried right now.
Oh, we were going to show them the quilt.
The
Always Chasing Rainbow.
The Always Chasing Rainbow quilt is done. There was a video. I did a video on it. So they know it's done.
We were going to show it to them before we put it on Etsy.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be listing it on Etsy soon because the people that wanted it haven't messaged me back and I emailed. So it's just going to get listed. Anyways, just thought I'd let you know. Scott wanted me to remind you guys.
Well, we were supposed to show it. Hold
Yeah.
it up. It's not somewhere I can pull out.
It's at the edge of the thing in the other room.
The edge of the thing in what room?
It's just sitting there on the pile. I showed it to Joyce yesterday. He's going to go grab it so we can show you guys real quick. He gets so excited over these quilts when they're finished that he says, you need to show him every video. I think he's going to find it. It's in the fabric room. It's right there on top. It's inside out. The back is big, huge flowers. It's right in front of your face. You're the one that said that was a good backing for that quilt.
It is a good backing, but I don't remember these things.
You're going to have to back the camera all the way up. And I'm going to move these to the side.
I don't remember all these things.
All right. Back that camera
I'm
up.
proud of your work. That's what they're saying.
Okay. So I finished the Always Chasing Rainbows quilt. For those that didn't see the long arm quilting video, I quilted it in clouds and rainbows because I can do clouds and rainbows now. They're not like perfect clouds and rainbows. Actually, the clouds look better than the rainbows do, but it's quilted in clouds and rainbows, and I bound it with white. It's not something I would normally do. I'm not really a white binding kind of person because it drags on the floor and stuff, but this quilt looks great with the white binding because it kind of just stops the color, you know? So it looks really good. And here's more of it down on the bottom. You want to give it a little fold so they can see the bottom more? A halfway thing. So you can see how the color tapered. And then I took the color and went all the way around with it over and over. So that way it radiates the whole entire thing. It's just radiating in color with my rainbows and my clouds. And then the back is just these giant flowers.
Can you put interfacing on lining instead of the outer fabric?
You could put the interfacing on the lining if you wanted, but if it's on the outer fabric of a bag, then it would allow your bag to stand up nicely. If it's on the lining, it won't be, it will be still stiff, but the lining will be stiff, not the outer bag. But anyways, we wanted to show you guys my finished rainbow quilt, which was quilted in rainbows with a gray thread, because someone asked me what thread color from the video that I used. I used Cool Gray 3. So you can, oh, here, let's turn it this way so you can see up close. I used Cool Gray 3 thread, so it blended perfectly with that white because it's gray, and it looks great on the color. So it gives it that cloud look. So that's what I did. It's all done. So it's going to get listed on Etsy as soon as I get regular pictures of it. Anyways, I'm going to go now. But I'm waiting for Scotty to stop typing.
Ask a question. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you guys all for
Bye-bye.
hanging out while I did these bags. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.